Now I gotta say, back in Shady's heyday, this dude was the most underrated in the squad, but also the most alcoholic. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad of Granddad Wooly, and you are here again for another edition of CD Case Studies. Today, we're going into the book and talking about one of the dopest and probably most underrated MCs out of Detroit. He was down with Eminem. He just came, I think he came around the wrong place at the wrong time because he came around the same time 50 was popping and Eminem was still hot in the streets and D12 was around. He just got the short end of the stick. But I always thought this nigga was dope. Talking about the one, the only, Mr. Real Name, no gimmicks. We talking about Obie Trice. So we're gonna go open the book right here. Talk about some of my favorite albums from Obie Trice, and like I only got two of them, y'all. He dropped a couple of them, but these are his two most prolific albums, and probably my two favorite albums from him. And like these are just the ones that I think really showcase how dope of an MC and a rapper and just an artist in general Obie Trice was when it came to putting albums together. And the first one I got right here is his debut album, Baraka, because I couldn't afford shit back in the day. But this is probably my favorite Obie Trice album, and it should be yours too if you know anything about Obie Trice. And I'm talking about none other than Cheers. Now this shit dropped back in 2003, and it is the debut album from Obie Trice. It dropped on Shady Records. He was signed to Eminem, and this shit right here just showcased that Obie Trice was a motherfucking dope ass, lyrical ass, crazy motherfucking MC who has so many goddamn skills that need to be fucking known. It's 17 songs long, and I gotta say that this shit is front to back, a straight playthrough. It is a classic to me. I think this is a very slept on album. I mean, I think the shit went platinum, don't get me wrong, but I still nobody really gave a fuck because back then, platinum was shit. Niggas was going like quadruple fucking platinum like easily. So shit, platinum was like gold these days. Not even gold, like fucking 10K in first week shit. Like, but yo, this album here has so many dope cuts on here. Had the debut single, Got Some Teeth, which was more of like the Eminem style. We know Eminem would drop singles, they'd be like the comedy type, fun type singles that really was just like a jokey type song, but it was still kind of dope. That's kind of like how Obie's track was, but it was really still dope too. But he also had a lot of crazy dope tracks on there. He had Average Man, he had fucking Cheers, the title track, Don't Come Down, Shit Hits the Fan, Spread Your Shit. I mean, I'm not spreading my shit, but it was on there, goddammit. He had the outro was fucking crazy, Hood Rats was the shit. Yo, this whole fucking album was fucking fire, and yo, the production on here was goddamn crazy. Eminem did the majority of the production on here. This one, Eminem was really heavy on the producing, and he came through with some crazy fucking beats, but he also had Dr. Dre on production, Timbaland, Mr. Porter, Emil. I mean, some crazy motherfuckers. Pretty much the people in the Shady Aftermath camp. They just came in, gave Obie some crazy beats to rap over, and Obie was just spitting like a motherfucking G on this goddamn album. He came through with some crazy songs, great songwriting. He just had like, he has this voice and this appeal. Like, I don't know why this motherfucker just didn't do as well as he should have done. I mean, like, he still had the commercial success. He had a platinum album, but it seemed like he was just left in the back. It's because 50 dropped. 50 came out, did Diamond, and then, you know, D12 was hot because Eminem was in there. Eminem was still popping. Like, Obie was just like, he was just that last nigga in the group to, like, really get that shine. But shit, he came out with a crazy fucking album. And as far as features were concerned, he had the whole squad up on there. Of course, he had Eminem on there. He was on there a few times. He had G-Unit on that shit. D12 was on there. Mr. Porter was on there a second time on the solo tip. Dre was on there. Busta Rhymes was on that shit. And of course, the late great Nate Dogg came in with the singing thing. He was the #1 singing nigga of all time until he went up top. But yo, he was on the setup. That shit was fucking crazy. The setup was one of my favorite songs on that shit. How did I not mention the setup? Yo, that's like one of the best songs on the goddamn album. Yo, check out the setup. That shit is crazy. And the video too with Maya on there, that whole shit was, oh, god damn. Yo, this is taking me back to 2003, y'all, for real. I gotta go check out this shit again after this fucking video. But if you have not heard Cheers, you are missing out on a grade A quality fucking album on production side, lyrical side, presentation side. Everything on this shit was on point, and I think even though this album did go platinum, I think this was like literally a triple platinum minimum album just on the quality and the sound and just what Obie brought onto here. But I ain't gonna get too mad at it. Obie did get some good shine and success, and it did show that Obie Trice was a real legitimate artist, and he wasn't just like Eminem's sidekick or just some dude Eminem signed. He legitimately went through and made a quality, top quality fucking album. So if you have not heard Cheers, check out this shit because it is a great fucking album. One of my favorites of 2003, and probably, like I said, my favorite of Obie Trice's entire catalog. So definitely check out this shit. Next time I'm gonna talk about, y'all, is the follow-up album that Obie dropped. Now this shit dropped 3 years later. Now this is after some shit happened, like, you know, label drama happened. They didn't want to drop his album because, you know, he wasn't doing 50 Cent numbers and Eminem numbers. I mean, he came in with Bad Company. He came in with Good Company and Bad Company. But I was waiting for the shit, Obie. I was waiting for the follow-up. And finally, in 2006, they finally dropped the fucking follow-up to Cheers. And this is some alcoholic shit too. This nigga still drinking, and we talking about Second Rounds on Me. Now this shit, like I said, dropped in 2006, and this is probably my second favorite album from Obie Trice. And I think Obie kept the momentum flowing with Cheers, but I do not think that this album is as focused or as good as Cheers. But it's still a really good fucking album. I mean, the production is still mostly done by Eminem, but he's also got production from J.R. Rodham, fucking Swanga on here, but not really that much. But mostly Eminem did the shit on here, and it's got a lot of dope tracks on here. I mean, you got Cry Now, which was dope. Wanna Know, that has some great fucking guitar on there, some like electric guitar. That shit was fucking crazy. The intro here was dope. Violent, Obie Story, a lot of dope songs on here, and it really just shows a more personal side of Obie Trice. You get a little bit more deeper into Obie Trice rather than on Cheers. Cheers really leaned more to Obie just showcasing his talent, his abilities. I mean, playing the fact that he has this huge ass crew behind him, the Shady Records camp, and it played off well for him. In Second Rounds on Me, we get more of Obie, not as many features on here, and we just get more personal stories from Obie, and it's really dope on the lyrical side. But I just think, as far as the presentation wise, Second Rounds on Me, I don't think does as good of a job as Cheers on an overall perspective, but I do think it is a very good and solid second album that needs to be checked out and should not have been like downplayed as much as it did. I mean, the shit didn't even like sell as much as Cheers. I don't know. Well, the pushback happened, and then it was like 3 years after the fact, and then I think nobody really gave a fuck about Obie at the time, because like when 2003 and they was like at the height of Shady, and then Shady was kind of dying down around this time. So I think that he just wrong place, wrong time, nigga. Goddamn Obie Trice. But this album has a lot of dope features on here as well. I mean, he's got 50 on here, Eminem's on here, Trey Songz on here, Nate Dogg's on here again, Brick and Lace, Big Herc, Trick Trick, Akon all come in, do some crazy features on here. And I think overall it's a really dope album, like I said. Just did not get as much shine as I think it should have. But this is like my second favorite album from Obie Trice. Not as great as Cheers, but this shit is fucking dope. And it just shows that Obie can be consistent. He doesn't have to rely so heavily on Eminem as far as features are concerned. He did stick with the Eminem production, so that sound really just fits Obie really well, Eminem's style of production. But it was good to see him kind of branch out and go to other producers like J.R. Rodham and Swanga and whatnot to really just sort of balance out his style and just be able to do more things with his production and with his voice. So if you've not heard of Second Rounds on Me, after you listen to Cheers, listen to this shit, and you will see that Obie Trice was a legitimate fucking beast on the goddamn mic and with his albums. And after this, he dropped some more albums. He stayed with the whole alcoholic theme and shit. I think after that, it was Bottoms Up, and then he did The Hangover, and nigga, like shit, the next album you drop better be called AA, because nigga, you got a problem, nigga. You drink too goddamn much, Obie. I know you like the shit. I mean, Cheers was celebratory, and it seemed like just as your albums started drinking more and your career went down too, nigga, you need to get some help with that shit. But yo, you still got bars, nigga. You still got bars. But that's gonna do it for today's CDK studies, y'all. Hope you enjoyed me talking about some of my favorite albums from Obie Trice, who I think was highly underrated in his prime, in his heyday, when he was running with Shady Records. And I think he's still underrated to this day. I think he's still got some skills. I think he's still doing shit. He's still dropping music. So check out his shit, but definitely check out the albums that I told you about. Cheers, definitely. That is a great fucking album, an album that I think needs to be talked about more. I think it just got overshadowed by the whole 50 Cent era and the Eminem era that was still going on. I just think he was in the right camp, but the wrong camp at the same time, because like he got the promotion he needed, but he was still just overshadowed by these big superstars that he was on the same label with. So it's fucked up for Obie, but he still dropped some crazy fucking shit that you need to check out. Previous videos on the side, Some Fucking Where, you know what I do, as well as my latest single, check that out, show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, links in the description below, and subscribe. Button on the screen, button below, CDK studies twice a week, as well as Wooly reviews. Check that shit out, and the gaming channel. And if you're into anything and want your shit spotlighted, info below. And I ain't got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddad, Obie Trice, the CDK study, the motherfucker was dope, but he was just on the wrong label at the wrong time, nigga. You had to sign to Shady. I mean, you was in Detroit. You ain't had no fucking choice. There's only one label out there, and the nigga who ran it was on top of the world at the time, nigga. I would have did the same shit too. Fuck. I'm out of here.